Thank you for joining us on today's live. One of your favorite show, and I believe that's the reason why you are glued to your TV this beautiful morning. And I hope we will do this together till the end. Monday is when we take walk, and then today we are going to look at because the year is fresh and the Monday is still fresh. We're going to look at your plan, my plan, our plan for the year. But I think I'll take it personal. My plan for the year. And then in the show, on the show today, I have beautiful ladies, Jemima and Joyce. How are we doing?
Thank you, handsome man.
Thank you for that compliment.
Yeah,
I
it's another great
appreciate.
day,
Yes,
a beautiful one,
True.
and we rejoice in the Lord for the gift of life.
the year is fresh.
Yeah, just
and
just some days back, it was 1st January. We're shouting
Yes.
Happy New Year, Happy
Mm.
New Year. Some were still struggling with the crossover feeling and all of that, but the year is gradually moving, and we thank God for life.
True.
and so people are still disagreeing.
Yeah, some people are shouting no grief for anybody.
No grief for anybody.
Some
Let the
people-
good things not come
people-
and pass. Why
Some
you are
people
not
are saying, can we start all over again? I made one mistake.
Mm.
Can we go back to first?
Mm.
We cannot go back.
We
It's-
can.
we cannot go back, but you can start all over
Yes,
again.
Mm.
yes.
Yes.
Or the person can join
Mm.
Tunisia, Ethiopia.
Another country that is yet to. They're
Yes.
still in 2023, right?
You see?
And start with them.
Yes.
To effect
I
the
think
mistake.
we were moving on.
But I think it
Exactly.
doesn't matter. And a
Mm.
lot of people have this. We might say it jokingly,
Mm-mm.
but there are a lot of people that make mistake and wait till another year
Mm.
before they start all over again.
Mm.
Like, I'm so aware that on the 20th of December, I made an error, or I did a mistake, or I did something that is wrong. But I'm saying, well, let me just complete it.
Mm.
Or is a lifestyle that you're living,
Mm.
and you're like, well, let me just complete it.
Then I'll start on
Then
the
on the
fresh
1st
slate.
of January, I will now start all over again.
Mm.
And that's why all these people that will tell you that, I made one mistake, can we start the year all over again?
Mm.
Because they made it like a tradition, like the resolution we kept talking about.
Mm.
Like, let me wait until first, then I start all over again.
Mm.
But like I will always say, that you are alive, it means God has not given up on
Of
you, and you
course.
should not also give up on yourself.
True.
See every day as a new year. That should be the approach. And if we approach every day as a new
New year.
year,
Mm.
then it means that when I make an error today, and I'm aware, maybe at the end of the day, as I reminisce through the day's activities and everything, and I see that, I did this that is wrong, and I should start all over again.
Mm.
Like David,
Mm.
he will always go back to his secret place and ask God for mercy and start all over again. And at the end of the day, God said, this is the man after my heart. Sometimes I wonder if we were to go by man's standard or judgment. Some people will just say, this person is not even worthy to come close to God self. But you see, but in his mercy and his grace, he said, he still called him a man after my heart. Why? Because he will always realize that, I did wrong. Every time the point of change is taking responsibility.
Mm.
So that's an attitude that we often see in the life of David. He will always take responsibility for his action, being broken before God, and then he starts all over again.
Mm.
And picking from what you said, if someone will make mistake and say, let me just wait when another year comes, I'll correct it. What if you don't make
What's
it
the
to the
assurance?
next year?
Yes.
What would you do? What would you tell God? Oh, I made mistake and I was waiting for the other year, but you didn't allow me wait. No, it shouldn't be like that. The moment you realize that you've made a mistake, immediately effect it and continue. It's just like being in school. You're in primary 1 and then you made one mistake, then you said they should repeat it. No, it shouldn't be like that. Or when I get to primary 2, I would effect it. No, the moment you realize that you have made a mistake, immediately make things right and move on. There is no one that has not made any mistake so far. Everyone has made bundles and bundles of mistakes, but then the ability is in you effecting it and then moving on. That is all that matters.
And Jemima, interestingly, a lot of people see, like, by human standard, we often feel like, this person is holier than thou. This person doesn't make a mistake. And this person grew up in the church. She's a PK, and me, I'm not a PK. My own father, So there's a way they will look at you since you are a PK, you are a pastor's kid. So you are not liable to make any mistake because you wake up scripture in the afternoon when he are scolding you. The scripture is there, so you don't have the right to make any mistake. And that's why when you make any mistake, they say, "Imagine you are a pastor, children of pastor, something like that." So it is by our own standard that we make this. Look at people up and above mistakes or making an error. But you see, all of us are in this as far as we are living, we're in the process of transforming. So we keep transforming to a better expression of ourselves. So don't think that because it's a new year I cannot make mistake. It's a new year, I should not do, or you keep hurting yourself and living in the past because you think that, oh, your parent did not get it right, the community that you grew up or the family you were raised is not the best for you, so you just accept that identity and just live there. Like, you can still correct anything that you have done wrong. Don't just think that, oh, I have to be a perfectionist. If I don't get it right, then I'm doomed. Some of us have written ourselves out, like off. We have written ourselves off. Not somebody saying you cannot make it, but you are telling yourself, I cannot make it. So, well, we're talking about my plan for the year. I've been waiting for this time so that I can ask Sambo Solomon, what are your plans? What are your plans?
Start with Jemima.
Which one is Jemima?
Ladies first.
Today the tables are changing. They are turning.
Take the mantle of prudence of either shifting it or being in between.
I'm tempted to say.
Okay. She's watching. Don't forget.
I'm not alone here now.
No, she always come with one.
I'm not alone here. I will always say on Christ the solid rock I stand. No, people are many, but you see, when you stand on the solid rock,
nothing shakes you.
It's like this year. Even though I cannot
trust,
this one will betray you.
Test and see.
Okay.
2024, a new year.
I'll give her the benefit of doubt.
Okay, now. So, your question.
What are your plans? What are your plans?
Well,
Christians going to have plans.
Well,
he was the one that said Christians should not be on social media. Even though he repented, he said we can be there. But I hope you will not tell me that Christians should not have plans.
Christians should not be on social media.
You said that last time. Okay, all things are
yes, that's what I was about to say. That was 2023. So.
Why are you living in the past?
Sorry.
Why?
I'm in the present. I'm heading to the future.
My plans for the year. Honestly, I want to see a better version of me. And I want to pick it from that point which you say we should see every day as a new year. And that's how it should be. Because if you are to wait, even the 24 hours is not a guarantee that you will complete it. For the fact that I woke up this morning and I'm talking now is after 11, doesn't mean that I will reach 6 p.m. Yes. It may just be today my last day. So these hours that I have, what am I doing with it? How am I using it? How am I putting it into positive things? You see, it is wrong for someone to imagine 365 days that you have to wait. It will come and it will just pass before something will take place. I would just see like the person is just living, illusion. Yes, because if 1 hour you are not even sure, then you are thinking of 360 something days. If you calculate the hours in it, I didn't do that, but if you calculate it, you will know the hours. So I want to see that I approach my life knowing that, past years, I made so many mistakes. I made so many bad decisions that affected me so dearly that when I remember, I wish like the person you are saying said he made a mistake first January. He wish you could start all over. I also personally have that thought, but I feel it's gone. But what are the pieces of information that I picked from that will help me to approach today and even tomorrow better? And it is very important every day we sit down and then we reflect. Like if I'm seeing today as a new year for me and I'm able to see throughout today, then I should sit down and reflect. How did I get it right? Where did I get it wrong? Tomorrow is another fresh year. Tomorrow is another fresh day. How am I going to approach it better? So that is just my approach. I said, let me not live in that illusion of saying, okay, until you finish the 6 months or you finish the entire year before you sit down and then you reflect, how did you get the whole year wrong? It is I think it is better to understand that you get the day, some part of it wrong, and then you correct it immediately the next day. I think it's better than staying the whole.
In fact, you can even do that by hour, like hourly.
Hourly, yes.
Like if
break it down,
you're still in the morning and then you just lied, or you just picked something that was not yours and you didn't take responsibility, or something got spoiled and you didn't take responsibility, and you knew that you did that, or you're responsible for the action. Or you just hurt somebody with your word. I don't have to wait for tomorrow that when I'm talking to that person, I will not say it again. Immediately you can meet the person and you're sorry about what you did. And then you move. Because like we said, the next minute, the next hour, the next day is not guaranteed. So while you are waiting for the next morning so that you will not talk to the person the way you did that made the person angry, what if? Because it was the rich man that after gathering everything, he said, his food, he harvest, he said, I will marry. But God said, look at this fool, this night I will take your life. So the approach should be,
that's foolish thinking.
You understand?
As the Bible put it.
You don't wait. And you see, talking about plans for the year, usually when you ask people, it's common, Sambo Solomon, when you just walk down the streets right now and then you see people and just, oh, what are your plans? You hear a lot of people tell you that, well, I don't have any plans. Or you just hear people say, it's the same. What's the difference? It's just you wake up and it's another different day. I don't have a plan. So I hear people saying, especially people that Christians will tell you that I'm trusting God for a miracle. Nothing will happen. You must have a plan. See, God had a plan. The Bible told us that, see, his plans for our life is for good. That means there's something written down concerning you and myself. So you cannot start the year saying that I'm hoping on miracle. You must sit down and have a plan. If you need to turn off your TV, turn off your phone, like to sit and think, have a plan, write down a plan. You should have it. I don't need to ask, like, I don't even need to tell you that, okay, these are my plan, number 1, number 2, number 3, but I have a plan for the year. I do. With purpose come plan. And for you to achieve your plan, you must put in work. You see, a lot of times we start the year with plan. This is not resolutions, but plans, what you want to achieve. We start the year with plans, and most times or sometimes you don't end up achieving what you do. And sometimes we just think God is not in it. God has forsaken me. And so my life is just going to be like this. Who told you cannot change your plans? It is purpose that you can't change, but your plans you can change. If I try this way, it didn't work, I should try another way. You understand? Sometimes we think that, oh, see, at some point God's plan failed. A lot of people start wondering how God never fails.
Like,
you know, when he created Adam and he put him in the garden, he said he's going to dominate. He will take charge. He gave him everything over everything that is in the garden. What happened? He was deceived. And then the serpent came, had his way and everything. When God came back and he said, Adam, where are you? And he realized that something happened. You see, the plan that he had failed initially. But what did God do? He told the serpent, see, this man will still give birth to another man that will crush your head. Is the second plan. So if I had a plan for the year, and then at the end of the day, I didn't achieve my plan, I should think of another approach. I can change my plan. Some people will say, I don't have, it's the same. If you know, most times we think of different results. That I started 2023 and these are the things I was able to achieve, or these are the things I did not achieve. and then I'm starting 2024 without another plan, it's the same results that you got the previous year that you will still get unless you change the plan.
If not worse.
You very true, because the system keeps changing
Changing.
and evolving. The
Yes,
policies,
we have different
a lot
government
of
now.
policies. So if you put in the same plan that didn't work last year to this year, you're going to definitely have the same result. So as you look back to 2023, what plans did you have and how did it like help you succeed or made you fail? You can change your plan. Don't think that is static. It is your purpose that is static, but plans towards achieving that purpose can change. And don't just rule out or write down plans without working on it. Most times we are so quick to writing. You write a lot of things, this is what you want to do, but there's nothing being put in place. Think about it, a student that wants to be in the university. You didn't register for JAM, but you wrote it at the beginning of the year that I want to be in so university and I want to graduate by so year.
Yeah.
Good plan. But what are your works? Then it means I have to register JAM. I need to study. You understand? You want to be a fashion designer before December so that you can sew Christmas clothes for people, and you are not yet learning any skill, especially in tailor. You have to register for you to, at the end of the year, be able, maybe to take you 6 months or more for you to learn and all of that. So when you have purpose, have plan. When you have plan, put in work and you will achieve results. But you can't just start the year without plan and say, I'm trusting God for miracle. Nothing will happen.
True. Just like we have stated earlier, for me, the plan, which I've started on that already, was to review what I did. Of course, last year I had a lot of successes. Of course, last year I had a lot of failures and I had a lot of struggles. And some of them were a no, like 0% altogether. And this is me. This is not Joyce. This is not Solomon Sambo. So it is me. She may not even know any of those plans I'm talking about. And you may not have any idea of what I am saying altogether. But I do, because it happened to me. And some of them are things that I still want to see if they would work. Yes, he who fails to plan plans to fail. So in as much as we have no idea what 2024 has, just like last year, we all entered January last year, we were so excited, and then boom, a lot of things just kept coming. Bullets were being thrown at a lot of people. Things that we did not even envisage coming up came up, and we still survived it all the same. So it's the same thing I'm saying. I'm not prophesying doom against anyone, but in as much as we're hoping for positive things, negative things coming as well. So you plan, and whatever comes, you see that you strive through and pass. So I have a lot of plans, and then they are building from the previous years, because this is not my first new year. This is a lot of new years compiling with the rest. So the plan is to build on the previous years. What were those successes that I achieved? Can I still do more? Yes, I can, if I want to. So I want to see that I build more on the successes. They said if someone claps for you, it means you should do more. You shouldn't just realize, they clapped for me, well, I've reached the climax. No, it means you should do more. So when they say, oh, you are looking beautiful, you want to see that you do more to look better than what you are looking now. So it's to build on the successes and those areas that I struggled on. I want to see what I can do to relieve the struggle. Okay, probably I was going on, say, 20% pace. Okay, can I increase it a little to see that my struggles are reducing? And those ones that were a 0% altogether, what can I do to see that I move from that 0 to a better number? And when I am at a better number, how can I see that I keep moving? It is not just about being where you are, but it's about moving. Whatever form you want to use in moving, you want to fly, you want to run, you want to jog, you want to crawl, just see that
you are moving.
So you shouldn't even look at another person that is running, another person that is jogging. If you are crawling, the most important thing is that you're moving. So for me, the plan is to see that I am better, I am in a better place compared to the previous years that I have been, and then not to look at another person and be comparing my achievement. Yes, it's okay to challenge yourself that you want to do more, but you don't make it look like a do or die thing. If I don't do this, I am a failure. I am a no.
You know, interestingly, a lot of people wait for other people's plans.
Yes,
Like,
and then
okay, what is this girl even planning to do?
Mm.
What is this guy planning to do? What's this my neighbor planning to do? You just see somebody raise a foundation and you quickly go, you want to develop your own land. You have no idea that the person is having access to some grants or some loans, or maybe it's being sponsored by a relation, or and then the only money you kept for maybe your family, your school fees, and you too, you want to, because you are in a competition with that person. Like, you will fail when you do that. So for some people, their plan is tied to other people's plan. But I'll always say that there's greatness in you. There's a purpose for your own existence.
Sure.
So discover it and live in it. You see, God has plans for us, but He would not plan for you. He has plan for you. Like, He has plan, but He will not do your own planning for you. You know, when you go to Proverbs 16, says that in the heart of man, like the man plans, God's role is to bring actualization.
Yes.
That's your own plan. He said what the tongue says. So imagine that you do nothing. See, when you go through the scripture, you keep seeing promises, like principles to achieving results. He said, I'll bless the work of your hands. Have you seen a man skilled? Like, he will serve before kings. That means you cannot do nothing and expect result. You too, there's a role for you to play. As good as it is for you to trust and believe in God, you also have a part to play. It's not for you to fold your hands and say, because now, yes, I have accepted Lord as my Savior, and everything is going to work out fine for
Miracle.
me. Yes, you're expecting miracle. It's good to have miracle happen to you. There are a lot of people that share testimonies of things they didn't plan for, but it came to pass. But you know what? God sees their heart. God sees the intention of your heart. He has seen their plan. It might not be in line with what they got, but He knows you deserve it, and that's why He brought it your way. So you can't say, I will plan nothing. When you go to Luke chapter 14, verse 28, He said that if you want to build, you have to sit down. Would you not sit and estimate? Yeah, that's when He gave
even the estimation
You
that
have to
you
sit
go
down,
1 hour and prices have changed.
estimate and all of that. Because if you go down to verse 29, it says that if you don't do that and you start building and you cannot complete it, people will laugh at you. And this is just to say that it happens in almost all spheres of life. You just start up something without a plan. When you fail, people will laugh at you. There are a lot of people that start businesses. They collect loans to start business that they saw somebody prospering in it. They don't know the plans that person put in place before starting. You just wake up, collect loan, and start that same business without seeing the risks involved, without knowing your prospective customers, knowing the environment and all of that. You just start, and then sooner or later you see that both the capital and everything is gone. Why? Because there was no proper planning. You see, with planning comes direction, comes destination. With planning, there's self-control. With planning, you have goal control. If I wake up today and I have plan for the day, Jemima, you can't just come and tell me, let's go to this place. Because I didn't future that in my plan. That means I won't go, because I know that time that you asked me to do this, I plan to do this. You understand? So unless it's in line with what I want to do or what I hope to achieve, then I'll be like, oh, that's a good idea. Because people can come to you and say, there's this training that is going to take place on so date. Don't you think this is going to be helpful? And you look at the plans you have for you. Maybe part of it is personal growth, personal development, and you see that you can key into it. It will add up to whatever you hope to achieve at the end of the year. So don't just start the year and say, this is just common in today's life. People just leave. People just leave. So if you want things to work out, you need to have a plan. You need to sit down and document. It is God's idea. I always tell people that when you fail, it's not the end of life. It is when you quit that you are a failure. But when you fail, it means that you should just look out for another strategy to achieve results in that area. And it also means that you have learned another way not to do that thing. You can also tell somebody, don't go that path, because you might not achieve result, or you will not achieve result in that area, because from your own experience. So don't say, because my plans for 2023 failed, 2024, me, I will not plan anything. Well, let me just allow God God will not plan for you. You have to plan and commit it to Him for direction.
You know, I saw this thing recently, right? It has to do with what you said. Someone coming with his own thing and then you leave your
Dragging,
own plan and following the person. They said people with iPhone 15 will be oppressing people that are building house. So where will you live? On iCloud?
Yeah, I saw that.
Get like, if I am building a house, I decided, I planned to do that, and then someone with this kind of phone should not come and make me to rethink. I say, are you sure I want to build this house? It's like I'll just sell it off and then go and buy the phone. But if you know your plan and you're sticking with it, you know the drive that got you to do that. You know that, okay, in the long run, I would need this house. I will not have to be paying rent year in, year out. Whatever money I'll use to pay rent, I'll sort out other needs with it. Even if it's iPhone 35 the person has, it will not even disturb you because you're seeing the end from the beginning
that was why I
already.
said plan comes self-control.
Yes,
Because
the
I have a plan
self-control.
of what I want to do. That you come with iPhone 15, it's not my
It
business.
doesn't
It cannot
matter.
shake me.
Yes.
Why? Because I know what I'm planning to do. This is my own line. It's not, maybe you don't have, like I tell people, you are competing with somebody that doesn't even buy anything in their house. And maybe you as the firstborn, people are depending, your family is depending on you to do this, to do that. Probably you're even paying school fees of your younger ones. There are older ones that do that.
Yes.
They take care of their siblings. In fact, they take food home. Out of their salary, they buy food. They pay school fees of their siblings. And then you can get a co-worker that doesn't even buy salt in the
At
house.
all.
So imagine yourself competing
Even
with that
the
kind
salary
of
they are
person.
paying, they are still giving the person.
Yes,
Yeah.
they'll still give
Allowance.
you
On it.
transportation.
Yes.
Yes, there are people that they still get transport, like they give them transportation, but you have to fend for yourself.
Yes.
Your family is looking up to you. When there's any problem, when there's any need, it is you they call on.
You are
to.
practically
So you
the
see, if you
breadwinner.
have
The
a
breadwinner.
plan, there's self-control. I won't be moved by waves like trends. What people, somebody, do you know that the latest is this? So am I not making call with my own phone? Am I not sending message?
True.
I can't even do that selfie, and it will come out very well. So why should I be moved? If I can afford it, good. If it's in my plan, fine. But don't allow yourself to be bothered,
Driven.
to be in fact, people get into depression because of
Yes.
other people's plan.
Yes.
Some people, like, eventually within the week we'll talk about debt addiction.
Mm.
Some people going into debt because of another person's plan.
Trying to impress people that don't matter.
Maybe you
It's kind of-
you actually planned getting iPhone 15, for example. You planned it from last year or 2 years back. You
You've
were
been
saving,
saving.
maybe just 1,000 naira you've been saving, or or whatever amount you have been saving to get it. And I just wake up and see you buy it, and I cannot sleep because you did, and I had to go into debt because I want to also
I
buy
need
it.
to
Look,
show you that I am capable as
so
well.
you see, you planned it. I didn't. I'm going into debt because I want to acquire that. So when you have a plan, you have self-control.
Yeah. And I think talking about plan, you know, there are people that come up with unrealistic plans.
Of course.
You
True.
know, and it is something that I think we need to be careful of, because you see, you know, I'm building from what you said. You are making the plan that will give you idea of your capability, you know, of achieving that thing that you want. For instance, now you made mention of someone laying foundation, and quickly, you know, I'm sitting down here and I just feel like, why will Joyce that we are working together, and then maybe I'm a senior by cadre, and then she's planning this, and then I'm sitting down, and because of that I'm picking it as a competition, you know, and then going the wrong way because it's not something that I planned. And then before you know it, I said, okay, I think I can build 3-bedroom flat, and I start not knowing that, like knowing fully that building, I know I'm not being realistic about starting the building to finish. And then at the end of the day, you get stuck. Once you are stuck, depression set in,
Of course.
because you feel, somebody in my own cadre should not start something like this and leave it halfway. And then you make mention of what the Bible say concerning you building. You have to sit down. You have to make your plans, quantify everything that you need. Is it 6-bedroom flat? Is it 2-bedroom flat? Okay, how am I going to achieve it? I'm starting when to finish when? How is my income? How am I going to fund that building? You know, from your income, you talk about debt. From your income, you will know whether you can meet up. You will know. So it is very key. It is very important. Even as we come up with our own plans, let's be realistic, so that people will not laugh at us at the end, just like the Bible says.
No, or you
Yeah.
even get stuck and you're just way down, or maybe you even went into debt and the salary cannot meet up what you have as your earning. You can't even buy food at home. You can't, the basic things that you need. You are just stuck, and then the house is just at foundation level. Not like you're even through that. Say, okay, you are putting somebody to, and then money is coming out of it. Like, you just need to plan. You can't. Some people will tell you that people will argue it. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Some of these idioms we have to change it. Like, it's not applicable in our day to day. You cannot just step out, put one step outside and see yourself in Abuja. It doesn't. There must be a plan. For me to go to the park, I know where I'm headed. So it starts with an idea. It starts with a plan. That in the tomorrow I want to be in Abuja. I need to see a relative. I cannot just put my leg out and just see myself in a state or in a particular place just because I
or
one
you
step
go to
outside.
the park and then the
They say,
transfer
"Where are you
fare
heading
is
to?"
7,000 and then you are begging them with 1,000
You see, or you even say that
because you want to be in Abuja.
or they will even ask you that, where are you headed? Then you say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step.
So you have 1,000.
So you are at the park. You are see, it starts with ideas. It starts with plan. You can't-
Little drums of water, they say, makes an ocean.
An
Not
ocean.
drums and tankers
Okay.
of water. Little drums.
Yeah.
see this 2024. Just plan. Whatever you
True.
just do you know it saves you a lot of stress. It saves you a lot of stress. Just imagine that you have just 1,000 naira, and then your transport for the day is 600, for example, and then you plan that, okay, for breakfast I'm going to spend 200 naira. For lunch I'll spend 200 naira, which is not visible in our day to day, but I'm just giving an example. And then you got to work, you spend 300 naira coming to work, your change is 700. Remember, going back you need to spend another 300. And in your plan for the day is 200 naira for breakfast, which means maybe you take only tea. It will not even buy the whole day, but let's say it's possible. But
You're
you
taking
got to work, and then you see people eating chicken, or they're eating a plate of rice as breakfast that cost them 700 that you just have left. And then you are like, Kai, I want to eat this rice. So how much is it? And they say 700. You say, Kai,
They enter my eye.
they enter my eye. What is there? Are they not my colleague?
Mm.
Why can't I eat what? Madam, give me that plate of rice, and she gives you. Lunch, you are looking at people, or maybe you are going around with spoon in your pocket. Please, eat and remain.
And already you've
Remind me-
entered tomorrow's
remind me of those
transportation.
boarding days,
Or maybe it's time for some.
constantly spoon in your
You
pocket.
understand? And then it's closing time. Maybe you manage to eat a colleague's food,
Mm.
and then it's closing time. You have to go and start reducing your voice to people because you need transport to go back home. No, you can't live like that. Sometimes people even insult you because they saw you eating a plate of rice of 700,
course,
and maybe the other person did not even eat because he planned. Do you
And it's
understand?
from the same
So,
person you're
but
asking
you
for
are
money.
seeing that person is being foolish for not eating the plate of rice. It's you that is wise that ate the rice, and you're still coming to the person and saying, "Can you sponsor our transportation?" No, like, see, you have to be responsible. And in being responsible, you need to plan.
True.
You need to plan. Sometimes people will laugh at you when you have plans. And when you are sticking to your plans, people will laugh at you. People will mock you. People will tell you don't have faith. Planning works hand in hand with faith. For me to write down what does not exist but is physically present, it means I believe that I will actualize it.
Come to
That is even faith. Planning is faith. Do you understand? So it can only be foolishness when you just, okay, if you think that miracle happens, stop taxi or stop tricycle, enter and go and drop and go and say you believe in miracle. You will collect, daddy. So
Talking about miracle, that reminds me of the story of the Israelites. You know, when God promised them that He's going to pull them out from Egypt, and then when it was time, you know, so many of them didn't believe. You understand? But when it was time, they have to follow those that believe, and they form that cabal of complaint
True.
during the journey.
Yes.
This kind journey safe, you know, you would have just left us. See how you just brought us here. See how we are suffering. You know, all those complaints, it comes from those that didn't believe.
That was when it started from. We're thirsty. When water came, we're hungry.
We're hungry, you know. But what am I trying to say? Okay, just look at it. They are God's people. He promised that he's going to pick them from Egypt. He would have just said, Israelite, disappear from Egypt and then land in Israel. Promised land. Do you get? But look at the process. He's a God of miracle. Even in the process of the journey, he shows them that yes, it's not that I cannot do these things, but I am grooming you. I am training you. In the process, I want you to learn. Because what? I have a standard. I have a prototype of how I want my people to live. And then in the process, when it's time for miracle, he show himself. He show himself. During the Red Sea. Don't forget, he didn't say, okay, why are you people complaining? Okay, Red Sea, just clear. No. He used something. He said, what are you holding?
Part of the plan.
Part of the plan. What are you holding? He says, stretch it. And power. It was a dry ground. And they move. So, you see, in life, you must do your part and reach a point of miracle. And point of miracle is a point whereby all human means is being exhausted. And that's when God would show himself and said, okay, now let me show you that I'm still with you in the plan. I am still with you in the journey.
And it's not your place to say I have used all my human means. It is his decision.
It is his decision because he's watching.
Because sometimes we don't do anything, but we say we've done everything.
He knows the resources.
I've done my part. I
he
cannot keep myself.
Whereas you didn't do
He
anything.
knows the resources there at your disposal. He's the one that gives. So if you use it, if you exhaust it, he knows.
He knows.
He knows.
Someone say
So you can't just
poor people sleep like rich people, and rich people are busy working like poor people, like they have nothing. When you see people like rich people sit and talk, they talk ideas, they talk strategies. And then a lot of times when you see people that don't have, they're either grumbling or insulting the rich people, or they are just there accepting fate and like accepting their blaming, pointing fingers to their conditions. You cannot plan on, you can't continue with this attitude and expect a different result. A lot of times we look at people around us and say, oh, this person is fortunate. Oh, this person, things are actually working for him. Oh, this person is okay. He doesn't have a problem in this life and all. See, maybe you need to just create time and talk with those people. Do you not work in a place where you eat the same salary with certain people and you still see that you like they are contempted? You see that and you're wondering how is it not the same? Is it not the same? There's a secret behind it. Maybe you need some time out with such people. You need time out. There are people that will sit and look at, oh, this is what I'm paid. It won't be enough. It won't be enough. I need to do this. I need to do that. And that's what is sustaining them. But you can't sit down and keep complaining and keep grumbling and expect things to work out differently this year. For it to be different, you need to approach it different. If your plans for last year failed, then have a different plan. Like I said from the beginning, purpose are starting. But you see, your plans can change. You were in a relationship that was not good for you. It wasn't healthy. It ended because the person that you accepted or you went into a relationship with was not good for you, or it wasn't. You should go for a better person. It means before you say yes this time around, you should think, on what ground am I saying yes? Am I looking at the secondary reasons, or I'm looking at the primary reasons? Most time we're looking at outlook, we're looking at things that people have and all of that. Neglecting character, neglecting if this person fears God or love God or things of God, and all of that. So if you got it wrong last year, this year in making your decisions, what grounds am I making these decisions? And that's why I said earlier on, sometimes in planning, you need to turn off your TV, turn off your phone, sit down and reminisce. Where did I get it wrong? Maybe I had a good plan, but the people around me didn't support me or didn't help me. There are times that even in a family, you see that you have a good plan, but some people, you hear people saying, Kai, wannan mutum bai sa an mata ba, wannan ba ta sa an miji ba. this lady is not lucky with his husband, she's not privileged to have a good person, and this man is not privileged to have a good wife. It's common to hear people say that. There are people that you see them while before marriage they're doing very well, like men, for example, businesses, he's excelling, he's doing well, he's even extending helping hands to people out there, and then he's married, and he's not Proverbs 18 that says he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor. But what you are seeing now, reflection of the man's life, is like nothing. In fact, his businesses has gone down. He's struggling. He's now going from one place to the other, begging. He has sold all that he has. Why? Because he married somebody that is materialistic, that believes she doesn't care how he get the money, just give her. She doesn't care if it is capital for your business, or just give her, because she needs to buy hair, she needs to buy shoe, she needs to buy clothes because her friends are buying it. She needs to use certain phone because her friends are using it. So if you got it wrong, check. You need to sit down. It's not late. The year is still fresh. Reminisce. Don't just start. Most times when things happen, we're quick to just, I'll change my mind and do it this way. We are not looking back at addressing the root cause of the problem. Where did we get it wrong? Until you address that, then you cannot move ahead. You cannot succeed. Because you are quick to, okay, how did Jemima get it right? I'll follow her step. Forgetting that if, yes, she gives me the manual to what made her succeed in her business, and I still have circle of friends that believe in balling, like that every day after sale, you need to go out there, hang out, eat, drink, marry, even if it's the capital of the business. I have the manual, don't forget, to succeeding in the business. But because of the people around me that I kept since last year, that kept my business down, I'm still having them in this year, then I will not go anywhere. So you need to address the root cause of your failure or not achieving your plan last year before moving ahead. So like we said earlier, and I'm still emphasizing, you can't start the year trusting. As important as miracle is, you must have a plan. It's clear in the Bible. Go and read Proverbs 16. Of the heart of the man is the plan. And for God, his own part is that he will answer what you say with your tongue. He's going to bring to actualization. He will help you. And that's why he said, my plans for you are for good. What are your own plans for yourself? In our day to day, are you not seeing people that God has said concerning them, my plan for you are for good, but they are saying that's not what I want. They decided. Like, that's one thing that God has given us, that we have choice. That's why Joshua said, for me and my house will serve the Lord. He said, as for me, that means there are some people that they are saying they will not serve God. That's why at the end in Revelation, when you read it, it says that he that is doing good should continue. He that is doing bad, continue. But remember, there is judgment day. You understand? So we have that power to choose. While his plan for us is for good, what is the plan we have for ourselves? Are we aligning with the good plan? You have to sit down and write it down. God, I believe in your purposes concerning my life. This year, 2024, these are my plans. I will succeed in this area, in that area, in this area. This is what I want to be this by this year. This is where I hope to see myself in alliance with your plans for me. And you see, he will help you. He will help you. If the intention of the heart is clear, is good, he will help you. Some people have plans, but the plan for the year is bad. There are people that will tell you, me, this year I'll be wicked. Very wicked. That they have been good, it didn't pay. I've had people say it doesn't pay to be good. Change it for people. That's their plan for the year. Like, they are deliberate about, and they already have action. Like, how they are going to work out this plan. They have the template. See, if I talk to this person, I respond this way, I will do this. When I do and they touch my thing, this I'm going to respond. They have it all ruled out.
Do you know that's that is the reason why this 2024 slogan is no grief. You know, it comes from, if you look at it carefully, you know, people may not just sit down and then maybe observe it and think deep. It comes from people that are being good in life, and they feel doing good did not pay them. They are being used, they are being cheated, you know, they are being taken for fools, they are being taken for granted, and they just feel, no, this year enough is enough.
But what did the Bible say? Even if you have been cheated.
Do you get? So they brought that and they are promoting it, and people are just catching up simply because some people feel once upon a time they were treated badly simply because they are being nice, they are being good, and something like that, and they just pick that slogan.
But you know, Sample Solomon,
forgetting
embedded
what the word of God said
embedded
concerning
in
you
this
being good.
slogan is that I own my life. I will take charge of it.
Mm.
I don't need God. Yes, because if you say judgment is for me, if you say I will fight your battles, if you say cast your cares on me, and you're saying no, I will not agree. For example, that means I'm going to take charge of everything concerning me, and He will leave you.
Already you are saying no when nobody has come.
Yes, so he's going
so
to let you
no
take
in
charge.
anticipation.
He will let you take charge. You see, that's why we kept talking about trends.
The issue
Like
of choice that you
last
talked about.
year, we kept talking about trends. Be careful what you fall into. Like, it's not everything that just come and then you fall for it. You're sharing it. You're saying, think. Don't be quick to jumping into trends. Nobody's saying you should be foolish. Of course, even the Bible says we should be wise. So in 2024, be wise. But in your wisdom, don't take the place of God. In your wisdom, don't take the place of God. There are things that need to be addressed. You don't just turn to a fool and things are done and you're quiet about it. As a child of God, when things are going wrong, you speak against it. You understand, but don't take the place of God. Do not take the place of God. So in your planning, what are you planning? Is your plan for good? Don't forget, God sees the intention of the heart.
Of course.
So you can still have a plan if it's not in line with His purposes, or if the plan you have is not good, because He sees the intention. It will not come to actualization. So is your plan for selfish reason? Because there are people that have very selfish plans aimed at manipulating people. There are people that will tell you, it looks like I'm just helping this person actualize his plan, neglecting my own plan. So there are people that can just have well-meaning, good intent. Like when you hear the plan, but it's selfish. It can be very selfish. The person's bringing this to you because it's going to be beneficial to just him or her. So you need to be wise in discerning whether this plan that this person is bringing forth is for our own good, is to impact the world, is going to be beneficial to somebody out there, is of value, or is just for selfish interest. If it's for selfish interest, then you need to wise up. You should wise up. If you have been foolish all these years by helping people actualize their own plans. Some of us find ourselves in circles of friends that the only thing you do is to help them achieve their own goals or their own plans, neglecting. In fact, you don't even know your purpose. Talking of coming up with plans. But you see, when you know your purpose, you have plan. When you have plan, you have a destination. That's why when I get to Abuja, I can say I'm dropping here because I have a destination. With purpose, with plan comes meaning. I know where I'm headed. I know that this is the like what I want. This is the results. God helping me. But when I don't have a destination, that's why the wind will blow you here. We are in January. By February, wind will blow you here. March, it will take you here. April, it takes you there. And then by November, December, you're asking what's even the meaning of life. Let me just take my life. There's no meaning of life. Because you were thinking is when you get a job, you find meaning to life. You got the job, you're not happy. You thought that when I get a husband, a wife, I find the meaning of life. You got it, and yet you didn't find the meaning of life.
And you see, George, one thing I told myself, I said, part of my plan is to manage my expectation with men. Manage my expectation with men. But increase my expectation with God. Yes. Because just keying from what you said, you see, some people will have plans that look, yes, it is a good plan, is beneficiary for all. But down deep, embedded in it, it's something that they are not showing you itself. It's self-driven, like it's about them. And you are in it, you will be dragged into it. It will delay your speed because you can spend 5 years with them in their plan, not to know it. At the 5th year, that's when you discover that you are not even in the plan. So if you are not careful, just like the way you said, be wise. Have that discerning spirit. But how can you even get that discerning spirit without you aligning yourself with the word of God and walking by God's standard? Because you see, the place of study, that is when you will gather knowledge. After gathering knowledge, what you are being expected to do is how to apply the knowledge that you gather. And that is what is called wisdom. And gathering knowledge for wisdom, that is when you get discernment. And that's when you will be able to separate these things. And just imagine that, yes, someone trick you, but still it is in God's plan.
How are
It's
you
still a
able-
good one.
Sambo Solomon, how would you discern when this is aimed at manipulation and this is for your own good? You see, when you pray, you commune with God. You are the one talking to God. When you study the scripture, God is talking to you. Do you spend time? Like, let's say your plan for the year is to have intimacy with God, to have better relationship with God. That's what you are planning. But you don't study the word, you don't talk to him. How do you have intimacy? It's with communication that comes intimacy.
Intimacy, yes.
So there's no communication yet. My plan for this is to draw closer to God, to have intimacy. Oh, koinonia, all mazoe, all those kind. That's what I want. But there's no work. So you can have all the beautiful plans. You see, we're talking about you sitting down and writing, not just having in your head, but writing your plans for the year. If there's no work accompanying that plans, it will amount to nothing. Yeah, it will amount to nothing. So
And
while
one
I'm
thing-
saying I plan to have intimacy with God, then it means I must create time to pray. I must also create time to study. Is in that you're able to discern if these my plans or if these. Some of us always get lost in other people's plans. If you have been doing that, you need to wake up. It was the general manager that posted early, I think this morning. He said, if somebody does not support your craft, then it doesn't deserve a dime from you. So imagine you're around people that do not support your plan, but they want you to support their own plan. You need to think about it. So you have to be there. See, your circle have powerful influence when it comes to actualizing your plan.
Sure.
And that's why some people, if it's not like minds, they don't stay in that circle. They will stand up. But when they see like minds, they're attracted. They want to get a notepad to write, to take notes. You can just be passing, and when you hear something that aligns with your plan, you want to come back and sit down. So are you sitting in a circle of people that will help you actualize your plan? Or you are in a circle of people that do not believe in your plan? You need to think about it. So far beyond writing your plans, who are the people around you? Will they help you actualize the plan, or they will still make you achieve the same result as last year, this year? So we must always strive to be a better version of ourselves. We keep improving. I'm alive today. There's opportunity to be greater. So don't give up on you. Instead, think, where did I get it wrong and how can I do it better?
A lot of times we are too quick to talk about our plans when we've not even done anything about it. That is why a lot of times our plans don't even live to see the light of day. I just wrote it. We have a lot of written plans than a lot of
Strategies.
established plans, ones that have been accomplished. Because once I write, I want to, Joyce, do you know that I want to start building house this year? Uncle Solo, do you know that? Mr. Solo, do you know that I want to do this year? Somebody has not gotten pregnant. Do you know I want to have twins this year? It's not for you. And then a lot of times when we share, when it is too early, it doesn't even work. You know, they always said, when you say something too much, say, I'll come to your house tomorrow, I'll come. Eventually, you don't go. So when you talk too much about something, you eventually don't even get to see the light of day of that thing. That is why they said, do your work in silence and let your success speak. Let it make the noise. So why don't you have your plans? Yes, there will definitely be one or two people that you want to go and meet and share, because you know that they would want to see that you're working in accordance to the plan. You are being accountable for that thing. It is not bad to do that, but you can't carry the microphone and then start telling people this is what you want to do. At the end of the day, you would end up doing little or nothing at all. So when we have our plans, yes, we pray to God that He helps us achieve it, and then we do less of the talking and more of the working.
Less of the talking, more of the work. I think even the Bible talks about people that talk much. So, Jemima, thank you for doing this with
Thank
me
you.
today, Joyce Dakada.
Pleasure is mine.
Yeah, and then I believe that someone out there, from our own discussion, pick one or two things, to run with, and then, like we always say, from the angle which we are talking, we are not saying we are perfect people, and then what we say is final. You pick, and then we're saying that from our own experience, from our own little knowledge, we're just trying to share with someone out there so that you will know that yes, we are discussing today's life, which affects even us here as the presenters. Thank you so much. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.
You know, for the viewer out there, we sincerely appreciate, you know, your time with us, and then your comment out there. Be rest assured that for the course of the program, you know, we'll visit some of the comment, you know, by God's grace. So thank you so much for doing this with us, and we pray that God will continue to keep us, and God will continue to bless us. Looking forward, you know, to see you tomorrow, same time, same station, so that we will do another new episode together. Thank you, and God bless you.